Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It is the 25th of March. Look at the whole crew here on a storm day. Lisa, DIllon, Lydia, Scott. Lots to talk about, still lots to come. We're talking about the snow and the wind.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. But of course, I have to remind you every day, we're live on Facebook every weekday morning right around this same time. But it stays on your feed throughout the day, so you can watch it anytime you would like. And we also make it into a podcast. Check that out at inform.com/podcast. Look for the Inform Minute or anywhere that you find your podcasts. And check us out on all of our social media platforms, not just Facebook. All right. This is.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Where do we
want to start? Yeah. What do you want to start with?
DIllon, do you want to start?
DIllon, you're out
in
live
the
this
elements.
morning,
Yeah.
so what do you got?
It was cold.
Yeah, it is.
A little windy.
Crappy out. It sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. I had to change microphones, which was funny, because the wind got stronger through the day, and I'm sure you heard it. I have no idea how it actually heard. I can't hear anything but the wind in my
Very
ear.
like muffled.
It sounded like this.
That's exactly.
Turn the fan on.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it was. So yeah, it's windy out there. And even if you don't have snow, you'll
Yeah.
deal with that wind. But where the most snow fell, so almost 94, Highway 10, especially the Minnesota side and southward, a lot of snow there. And in Fargo, we picked up a few inches.
Sure.
Yep.
And it's not blowing a lot. It's kind of a stickier snow, so it's not completely
Like
blowing.
wafting?
Correct.
Yeah.
But it's still blowing across the road and drifting across the road, so roads are icy. And they will probably be icy, at least side streets, through the day today. Interstate, when we drove back from our location, wasn't terrible, but that doesn't mean it's not terrible everywhere. So
Yeah.
I only can speak for what I've seen. And in town, interstate doesn't seem too bad. Side streets, though, pretty icy. 32nd was icy.
Slippery,
University, there's some slippery spots. And that's what we'll deal with, just because the wind keeps on rushing that cold air over the road.
Yep.
Until the afternoon, we actually might not be so bad because we'll once again have that high sun angle through the clouds, but things actually melt a little bit. So it probably won't be terrible again, but then tonight that slush will freeze back
Yeah.
over, and then we'll have snow possibly again
Yeah.
later today too. So
All
there's a
sorts of
lot
fun.
going on.
We're
A
not
lot of moving
done.
parts here.
Correct.
Yeah.
A lot of moving
Yeah.
parts.
We're not done whatsoever. We picked up 2.1 officially at the airport yesterday here in Fargo. Trace and Grand Forks at the Weather Service and at the airport. I saw 7 inches in New York Mills, 6 inches in Wadena, 5.5 in Parkhurst Prairie, 1.5 in Fergus Falls. Lidgerwood had 3.5 inches. So just to rally off a few there. Now the wind is here, so we're not done. We've got the winds for today, tonight, and tomorrow, gusting like 40 to 45 miles an hour. That will be enough to push around any of the fresh snow, because fresh snow is fresh snow. After all, be it heavy and wet, it's still going to move around. So we'll deal with those impacts today. That's also pushing in colder air. Temperatures don't really wiggle much today. They'll hold pretty steady. What else? Oh yeah, and then there's more snow to come. So we're not done with the snow part either. If you look at the radar right now, it's a little deceiving. Once again, just like yesterday, there's this dry air just locked in place. Dew points are low. We've got wind out of the northeast. Yes, it's very gusty, but it's pushing in that drier air. And so you look at the radar this morning, and it looks like it's snowing like crazy in Grand Forks. And it's not. You might be getting a couple of flurries, but that dry air is choking off all of that snow before it can get down to the ground, which has obviously cut down those snowfall totals big time. We talked about dry air with the uncertainty in the forecast on Friday. DIllon really went over that on Saturday evening shows with you. So this was in the forecast and it's happening, and that's what's going on now. That's why those snowfall totals are a little bit less than maybe what you saw on Facebook a week ago when it was all being all crazy and all hyped up.
And this is why we don't put snow forecasts 6 days in advance. Like
Yeah.
our first forecast came on Friday morning.
Yeah.
And we say modified it a little bit, but
Yeah.
we're pretty close. Fargo's in that 3 to 6, close to 6 range, and we're gonna probably still end up there after the snow falls today too.
Yeah, so today a couple more inches possible, 1, 2, maybe 3 in some spots. Highest any amounts, new amounts today will be on the Minnesota side, just because you're closer to the core of that low pressure system. So a little more snow, a lot of wind to deal with. Everything staggeredly gets better as we go through tomorrow. The first thing to go will be the snow, then the wind will eventually let up later tomorrow night into early Wednesday, then the clouds move out. Wednesday looks cold, calmer, but sunny. So it'll be nice to get some sunshine. And with it being late March, close to early April, that sun angle is working in our benefit, so that will help to melt away some snow, even with the temperature below the freezing point.
Sure.
But get ready for cold air.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I've got single digits near 0 on Wednesday morning. So not only looking like winter, but really feeling like winter too.
Ugh,
So
gross.
we've got a cold middle of the week here. There's another little wave for maybe rain, snow on Good Friday. Doesn't look super impressive. I'll let you know as we get closer if we're expecting any travel impacts into Easter weekend. Easter itself looks cloudy with temps mid to upper 30s, slightly below average for this time of year. Not terrible, but plan a cute jacket to go with
Yeah,
your
I was
Easter
gonna
dress.
say.
Yep.
Sundresses might not
Maybe
work
not.
for this
Yeah.
Easter.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay, I think that covers everything. Don't forget our Storm Tracker Live blog is up. It's on inform.com. It's a quick and easy way to just kind of check in with what the latest thinking is. It's a good way to like kind of read through our thoughts because we can only say so much in a 2-minute weather hit on
Right.
air. And we ad-lib all of that, by the way, too. But when I have time to sit down and type it out, that's a good way to just kind of get a peek into our brains and read what we're thinking.
And if you want to, too, you can go all the way back to Friday when we started that article. And it goes back to see how our forecast changed a little bit. It hasn't changed a lot.
Yeah.
But it has changed a little bit. You can go back, kind of read the progress of how things have changed. We kind of put our thoughts, how things have changed on that article. And it's free. You don't have to pay for anything on that
And you'll
one,
be able to
so.
see that we were never the ones calling for 12
Correct.
to 18 inches
Yeah,
of snow.
nobody, not here. Not our Storm Tracker team. Never 12 to 18.
All right, we'll leave
So,
it there.
there we go.
Hey,
Thank
lots
you,
of
guys.
wind though, making things difficult to travel throughout the region. Just because you don't have 12 inches of snow doesn't mean it's not hard to drive because,
Right.
you know, get the polished roads, the wind, any of the snow you do have goes through the air, makes things difficult. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Of course, the bad road conditions are causing lots of accidents, so don't take it for granted. In Minnesota, the State Patrol says there have been more than 300 crashes since midnight on Sunday. 17 of those resulted in people getting hurt. One of them was fatal. The State Patrol is also reporting more than 200 spin-outs, 10 jackknife semis, and then here in North Dakota, the Highway Patrol posted several pictures of accidents throughout the day yesterday. They responded to several crashes, several jackknife semis, and so we're still working to find out exactly how many crashes were in North Dakota and if there was any injuries, that kind of thing, but probably expect to see some more of that throughout today.
today, Detroit Lakes is declaring a snow emergency, so the city is now reminding people to move their cars as crews begin that cleanup process this morning. If your vehicle is parked on city streets, it could be ticketed or towed.
Remember, you can always download that Storm Tracker weather app. You can do that on your phone. It's free. Just go to your your app store, download it. You can get the hour by hour forecast, updates on any school closures, business closures, those types of things. So check that out. It's a great tool to have.
Because we did talk this morning, there were, by this time, you should know, a lot of schools in Lakes Country,
Yeah.
canceled, going to e-learning days, some delays. So there's certain pockets that, have a little more snow or more
yeah.
problems out in the rural areas, so it
Yeah.
affects those school districts. So you
For
can
sure.
check that out on our app and also on inforum.com. Today, we're expecting to learn more about a homicide and officer-involved shooting that happened in Larimore, North Dakota over the weekend. We're also hoping to learn more about possible criminal charges. The Grand Forks County Sheriff, Andrew Schneider, tells us that he'll likely be able to release more information to us today. You can read all about the SWAT standoff and the shooting on our website right now, inforum.com.
All right, a lot of money up for grabs right now after nobody won Saturday night's Powerball drawing, and then nobody won the Mega Millions drawing last Friday either. That means the Powerball now at about $800 million, and the Mega Millions jackpot now sits at $1.1 billion. So 2 big lotteries going on. The next Powerball drawing will be today, and the Mega Millions drawing is tomorrow.
Some people like to wait. It has to be $1 billion before they buy.
Yeah,
Just
it's
a
got to
couple
be up to
million.
$1 billion if you're going to play.
Hot Mike with Don Mizzo coming up here 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra, also inform.com. The transfer portal was as active as ever, including NDSU's top player leaving for the second straight year. So what's next for the Bison? Don will try to answer that. Plus, playoff basketball returns to Fargo for the first time in 24 years. Meet the man who made it free for people wanting to go to that Bison game tonight. Hot Mike is live 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and inform.com.
And don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, get an all-access pass to inform.com. Just go to inform.com/subscribe to check out the deal.
And be sure to join us for our next newscast this morning at 11 o'clock. We'll have the very latest on the weather, including how much snow is left and what we're dealing with wind. And then we have you covered this afternoon, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And we'll be back tomorrow morning for more First News.
Yeah, join us then. Until then, stay safe and have a great day.